For that mix-up, sir. All right, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has once again expressed concern over what happened in Canada's Brampton at a Hindu temple. He said that this is something which is only going to make the situation a lot worse. His comments also came after Prime Minister Narendra Modi had condemned the attack. We're going to listen into what he said.
I think what happened yesterday at the Hindu temple in Canada was obviously deeply concerning. You would have seen the statement first by our official spokesperson and also the expression of concern by our Prime Minister yesterday. That should, I think, convey to you how deeply we feel about it.
Megha Sharma, my colleague, is also joining us at this point in time from our newsroom to give her perspective on how this entire matter is going to unravel in the next few days. Megha, what do you think is going to happen now? Obviously, India is going to flash and flag this problem in front of Canadian authorities, but the fact of the matter is that this kind of a dissonance is not going to cease, because obviously the Canadian government, the Canadian law enforcement agencies aren't really interested and also are not doing enough to make sure, firstly, that Indian diplomats and secondly, the Indian diaspora in Canada is safe and respected.
Right, absolutely. Now, Vineet, it's interesting to know that in the past several years ago, in the recent months as well, there have been a number of attacks on Hindu temples. There have been attacks on Hindu diaspora that is living in Canada. But it's significant to note that this is for the first time. Initially, yesterday evening, the Prime Minister spoke out against the attacks on the Hindus, against the attack on the Indian diplomats that are at this point of time lodged in Canada. And now the comment that comes from Jaishankar, External Affairs Minister Jaishankar, who's in Canberra in Australia, and he said that this is of a serious concern. So it is, of course, India upping the ante against the Canadian authorities, against the Canadian Prime Minister, who also came out and made a statement, and he said that the security of its nationals is of paramount importance. This also comes in wake of the diatribe that has been put forth by the Canadian authorities, by the CSIS, by the Canadian Mounted Police, who have attacked India and accused India unwarrantedly that there have been plotting that has been orchestrated not just from the Indian diplomats that are deployed in Canada, but also from the Home Ministry. The Home Minister of our country, Amit Shah, has been, spoken about. The Deputy Foreign Minister of Canada has spoken about this. So it is a series of developments that have taken place, and therefore when India raises the issue of the Hindus that have been under attack, the diplomats that have been under attack, this is a message that is being sent out not just to the Canadians, not just to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of Canada, but also to the rest of the world, particularly America, because America and the Five Eyes have been intervening, have been interfering in this matter about the plotting of the attack of Niger, and therefore the questions are now going to be raised on America, whether it decides, whether the Joe Biden administration decides to speak out on the matter. Remember, there have been parallel attacks that have been taking place in Bangladesh against the Hindus. We saw that Donald Trump, who was campaigning across the length and breadth of United States of America, also raised this issue and said that it would not have happened in my watch. So it's going to be interesting to note whether the Joe Biden administration, like I said, is going to speak about this. If there is going to be an election that is going to be won by former President Trump, will that change the status quo in how America takes a view on the Hindu atrocities, not just now happening in Canada, it's happening in Bangladesh, it has been happening in Afghanistan, it has been happening in Pakistan. So high time this issue is raked up and a solution is found. This Hindu phobia that at this point of time has been spread across the globe, and particularly in these specific countries, needs to be curbed.
Megha, appreciate you joining us. Thank you for that. All right. Well, in a comprehensive security operation across